tonight's game that you'll take away?
Well, we challenged the guys before the game. We got off to a 7-2 start. We've been 7-2 in our last 9 games. The last time we were, in a 7-2 stretch, we played Atlanta the day, right before the game. A bunch of guys are out. So it's a similar, Zion's out, Trey's out, Herb's out, Poole's been out. So we wanted to get off to a good start. We wanted to play with the right intent. Thought we did that. Then the game got a little wonky with their junk defenses and, the firing and all that stuff. And truthfully, I think sometimes you get a lead like that and I hate saying this, but teams can get a little bored, and that's what we're trying to get away from, is just continuing to be a process team. And didn't think we were great with that tonight. I didn't think our defense was good for the last 3 quarters. And it's nice to sit here and be 15-4 and be like, oh, the results are great. And we should be proud of being 15-4 after 19 games. It's a great start. There's a lot of slices of pizza left in the box that we can still get after. There's a lot of room for improvement for our team, which to me is a positive.
You said you expected, the threes, not just for individual guys, for the team to start falling more. Obviously, they have some with Austin. When you build that into the rest of what he's doing from 2 and just the sort of his overall efficiency on that end, how have you seen that build in him, even from kind of the time that you first were with him to the point now where it's a pretty easy 30+?
Yeah, it's never easy. It's never easy. I talked about the balance the other night of driving and shooting, and I thought that was there again tonight. But I think for him, there's a cadence right now to his game. He's got a great understanding of when he has a good matchup. He's got a great understanding of how to play with Luka, and so the flow state that every athlete kind of searches for, he's just in that right now. And I mean, maybe it is easy for him, but it doesn't look easy. But he's making it look like it's normal in some ways. I would call it normal, not easy, and that's a testament to how good of a basketball player he is.
You mentioned, maybe the human tendency to get bored a little bit when you have a 26-point lead. Also, this stretch of the season, you haven't necessarily played teams near the top of the standings. The next 5 games are all teams with an above 500 record. Is that a welcome test for you as the coach to have your team go through a stretch like that to kind of take another step in the journey of the season?
Absolutely. There's the entire season is a challenge, and throughout the season there's stretches that are more challenging than others. I don't think anybody on our team necessarily, and this is not a knock on New Orleans, by the way, but the reality is the Clippers and the Mavs and the Lakers and the history of all that stuff and who those teams have been over the last several seasons. I don't think the Clippers and Mavs, I don't think our guys are looking at their records and saying, oh, this is a bad team. New Orleans has had a ton of injuries and a coaching change, so that's a different situation. We've got an incredible challenge tomorrow with Phoenix. Those guys have played great basketball, and they're coming off a couple losses to 2 of the best teams in the NBA. They play hard. They have an identity. That's going to be a huge challenge on the second night of a back-to-back. And then, in terms of an East Coast trip, I know there's a couple teams that have stuff like this in terms of Eastern Conference going west and West going east. I've been part of the NBA 19 years. I don't ever remember a California-based team going to the far east of the Eastern Conference for 3 games to play 3 and 4 nights. That's an incredible challenge. and then we come back, of course, and we've got another challenge. So it's going to be a tough stretch, and we're going to have to manage a lot of different stuff coming up.
JJ, kind of staying on that, going back to what you were saying earlier about, there's still plenty of slices of the pizza. I think you said pizza.
Yeah, I use that term a lot on the golf course. When there's like a 6-foot putt, a lot of people say, that's outside the friend zone. I usually say there's a lot of pizza left in that box. Not quite finished.
Is it? I was thinking pie, but in relation to Thanksgiving. But is it easier to get that message across when you guys have your 15-4 record, you guys are winning, or does that make it even more challenging to get guys to focus on the process when you can say focus on the process, but they're still winning despite?
We've tried to make a concentrated effort to try to get better even when we're winning, and that's probably a better question for the players, because I know as a coach, and Luka and I were joking in the last minute. He was talking after I took him out of the game with 3 minutes to go, and one of the things I said to him was, you have no idea the level of paranoia that I live with as a coach, and it's really different than when I played. So our team's great. Like, the guys have bought in, and they get along, and they root for each other, and it's not fake. We watch it on film. We highlight it on film. There's a lot of things that I really like about our basketball team. It's okay 19 games in to say, hey, we're not where we want to be. Like, that's okay. That doesn't take away from anything we've done or anything that any individuals have done so far this season. So we have to just continue. Again, tomorrow something's going to happen. We got to get better from it. And our defense has to get better. And I thought we've had some good stretches. I didn't like a lot of tonight on that end.
DeAndre took a little hit to the knee, it looked like, in the fourth. How's he doing?
He was in terrific spirits in the locker room. That's all I know. I have not gotten a medical update, but he was in great spirits.
And then just the efficiency that he's playing with on offense specifically, just how impressive is that to you, and just is that what you kind of expected of him at this point in the season?
He's always been able to produce. I think for him, his execution of what we're trying to do on both ends has been really high, and he's clearly developed a really good feel for playing with AR and Luka, and I'm really impressed just with his touch. Like, when he gets the ball in that pocket, or he collects a loose ball or a rebound, or he gets a post up in that sort of like 9 to 12 foot area. He's just got a great touch, and it's another weapon we have. Him scoring the basketball at a high efficiency in that area. Thanks, Coach. Thank you.